Here's the truth. Playboys attract higher quality women, and there's 5 reasons why. Being someone who struggled to get girls for the first 19 years of my life, and then went on to be a Playboy and have tons of success, it's clear as day that Playboys have an advantage when it comes to dating and choosing high quality women. Starting with the first reason, which is that Playboys don't settle for the first attractive girl that comes their way. And this is a mistake I made at 19. See, I wasn't having much success with girls at all. And then I happened to meet the most beautiful Swedish girl to ever take interest in me. And as you can imagine, being someone who was struggling to get girls, I was ecstatic. I was so excited, and I just wanted to hold on and date her and have her for myself, when in reality, she wasn't a high quality girl. She wasn't the type of girl that you'd want to date and fall in love with. You could have some fun with her, you could do all those great things, but to date her and fall in love and think that you're going to have a future is setting yourself up for failure. And that's what happens to guys who do not have experience. Is they end up getting some attention from a girl, and now they're all head over heels in love with her, just like I was, and they can't see the truth, which is that a lot of the time that girl is not high quality. She's not a good girl that you'd want to date. And this is something that Playboys don't have an issue with. Being a Playboy, you're going to have so much experience playing the field and so much abundance and options that you don't have to settle for the first girl that comes your way. You can weed through the good ones and the bad ones to find the best girl to settle down with when you are ready. And that's one of the massive advantages of being a Playboy. And we're gonna dive into the other ones, which are super powerful. But before we do, I made every single one of you a Playboy secrets guide, giving you the secrets that I just cannot share on YouTube because they'll get me banned. And that's completely for free. It's the first thing in the description below. And the second reason why is that Playboys do not pedestalize women. And this is absolutely a game changer. So when I was younger, I remember being in high school, seeing girls that I thought were beautiful, but in reality, once I started to explore the world and come to Scandinavia, these girls weren't shit. And I thought that they were so special. I thought that they were unattainable. And for that reason, I pedestalized them. I put them as something which I couldn't attain, which I never did end up attaining because it was all in my mind, because I was pedestalizing them. I would be too nervous. There was too much excess potential within me to even go and have a conversation with them or put myself out there. My limiting beliefs and my negative thoughts held me back from ever having success. But now, after having been in Scandinavia and removing my limiting beliefs and negative thoughts, I've been with some genuine 10 out of 10 girls. When I say this, I'm not exaggerating. These girls are hotter than the OnlyFans models, the fucking superstars. Not every single one, of course, but there's been a couple who are genuinely so gorgeous that my younger self couldn't have even fathomed being with them. There's like one girl from this summer that specifically stands out, and it's just like, you know, my younger self just wouldn't have even been able to comprehend what has happened. And I'm not saying this to brag. I'm saying this as a really important point, which is that if you pedestalize women, you will never attain the most beautiful, highest quality ones. Whereas if you just treat women like people, they will respond to you in that way. And if you're confident and you're charismatic and you're a cool, fun guy, you can get with the most beautiful women. And the thing too, there's also this myth that, like, you know, if a woman's beautiful, she's not going to be high quality. And that's completely the furthest thing from the truth. I know plenty of girls who are genuinely gorgeous. Not all that I've been with in anything, but just from meeting different people. I know some girls who are genuinely gorgeous, and they're such good people. Some that I've been with, some that I've just met. But it's very true that you can have the best of both worlds. You can have beauty and a great girl at the same time. But the thing is, if you're pedestalizing girls, if you have all these negative thoughts and limiting beliefs and you've never had any experience or been with any of them, it's going to be very difficult for you to attain both that level of beauty and that good-hearted girl. It's just not going to work out like it didn't for me when I was younger. But now it's just my second nature to get with beautiful girls. I'm always shooting for the best girl. And if I don't get her, I don't get her. It's not a big deal, but sometimes I do. And that's the point, is that Playboys will get those girls and they'll get those opportunities because they don't hold themselves back. They don't have any of the mindset issues that a lot of the guys who are not Playboys will have. And the third reason is that Playboys can read girls really well over inexperienced guys. And this is something that you actually have to prioritize and understand, is that girls from the age of 14 have guys constantly pursuing them, whether they want to put themselves out there or not. There's always guys on their phone talking to them in person, and they are learning the game. Whereas a guy, if you don't put yourself out there like I didn't for the first 19 years of my life, I barely put myself out there. I had like one girl take interest in me and I fucked it up. And besides that, there was years of dry streaks where I just didn't really have any sort of female interaction or dating life. And that's the reality for men. Even if you're attractive, even if you're handsome, you won't have a great dating life if you don't put yourself out there and pursue girls. You won't get any of the necessary experience that will allow you to navigate the game well. And without this, you're gonna get wrecked. And that's what happened to me in my first relationship. Like I told you, at 19, I met this beautiful girl and it went bad for me real quick because I didn't know anything about dating, anything about relationships. I was very insecure. I hadn't developed myself in the necessary ways when it came to socializing. So this was super important. And now I tell you, and I'm not exaggerating, I can read girls with like 99% certainty. I'm not saying this to brag or overestimate. I'm being genuine because there's so many times when I can just have a feeling for what will happen and I kind of just know it in my mind, and that usually is what plays out most of the time. Very few times am I wrong, and it does surprise me and it teaches me something new and it sharpens me up. And that was more when I was younger, when I was just getting into the game and I was developing that intuition. But now it's very, very sharp. And occasionally, of course, I'm wrong, but a lot of the times I'm right. And this is something that is absolutely invaluable. This will allow you to adapt your communicative style, to be more charming and funny and know what to say to make this type of girl like you. You know, because if a girl's a really good girl, you have to tailor your communication towards that. And if a girl's more of just a fun girl, you also got to tailor your communication towards that and say certain things. And this is what is going to allow you to be that smooth operator. No matter what you want to accomplish, you're going to be able to be good across the board with girls. But you're not going to get there if you can't read them, if you can't pick up on all the little micro expressions on their face, their body language, their tonality, how interested they are in you. These are all absolutely invaluable things that you need to learn, and you're only going to learn them through experience. And the fourth reason is that Playboys are more confident and comfortable with the hottest woman. This is something I really struggled with when I was younger. I remember being in high school, and anytime there was a girl that I found attractive, I would always clam up and be so shy and insecure around her. Whereas there was one girl who I didn't find attractive at all, who I was always sitting around just in class and things like that, and I could talk to her perfectly fine. And there's really a bigger picture here, which is that when you're around someone you find attractive, if you cannot be yourself, if you can't be calm, comfortable, charismatic, you're never going to attract the highest quality of women that have both beauty and good-heartedness that you want. You're just going to be coming across as shy and insecure like I did for the first 19 years of my life. Whereas now, being around the most beautiful girls is my comfort zone. So this is what you really want to get to, and you're only going to get there with experience. I remember it took a little bit. I did actually get with quite a few girls, and I was still at times nervous around them in my early days when I was still like young 20s. So it took a little bit of time to overcome this and make this my comfort zone. But doing this is what really changed the game. And this is why when I meet girls, like I had this one date on my birthday this summer, and when we were talking, she asked me my impression of her, and she told me hers of me. And the first thing she said is, you radiate confidence. The reason that is because I'm so comfortable around beautiful girls. It's not anything strange for me to do. It's second nature, just like hanging around your boys. And this is really important. And the fifth and final reason is that Playboys can see the subtlest red flags. So back when I was 19 and I met my ex, she was just a walking green flag because she was attractive and she liked me. That's all that it took for me to think, oh my God, I have to date this girl. Where now, let's take this past summer, I met so many different girls, and one of them comes to mind in specific. I was hanging around her, and she's very beautiful, she's attractive, but she just wasn't a green flag. Like, there was so many little things that I picked up on that made her a red flag. Like, little things. I mean, just the tiniest little things that I can just notice from experience of being with different girls and seeing how it's played out and all the different correlations and, little data points that you get only with experience made me see, okay, she's a nice girl and she's fun and she likes me, but she's not the type of girl I'd want to date, right? And if I could have made that judgment call with my ex at 19, it would have saved me a heartbreak. But I just didn't have the experience to be able to see those red flags. And her red flags were obvious, her red flags are so obvious. This girl's, they weren't as obvious. You know, if you were inexperienced, you might have been like, oh, this is a girl I can go on to date. But for me, it was just like, no, I'm not going to date her because I see the little things that down the line will be issues. There's too many little red flags, but these were the types of red flags that you'd only pick up on with experience. I'm not going to dive into every single one of them, but it was just clear as day for me. Whereas back in the day, I was oblivious to these things. They just didn't even come in my my vision. I just couldn't even see them. I was blind to them. And this is so, so valuable. I mean, when you can pick up on these little red flags, this is what's going to allow you to really identify and pick a good partner. So with being a playboy, you don't have to just sleep with endless girls. But I do think it's really important that guys get experience. And this is why I talk about being a playboy. It's not just so that you can sleep with endless girls. I have nothing against relationships. I think that they're great. But if you don't have any experience in dating and socializing and social dynamics and with girls, you're gonna get wrecked, as I did. So that's why I'm such a big advocate for going out there, getting experience, playing the field, learning girls. And when you do find a good one, go ahead and settle down. But if you wanna get the highest quality girls with both beauty and internally being a great person, I think it's so, so important that you be a playboy. And guys, once again, you can grab my Playboy secrets. These are things that I cannot share on YouTube because they'll get me banned. It's completely for free. It's the first thing in the description below.